for you.
Good evening, I'm Emily Pritchard. Hundreds gathered tonight for a vigil to celebrate and remember the family of 4 murdered in St. Charles. We are learning new details about the murder suspect, Richard Darren Emery, and his relationship with those victims. News 4's Alexis Sotos joins us live tonight after speaking with family and friends at that vigil outside of Harris Elementary.
Well, Emily, investigators are still interviewing friends and family of the 4 that were killed. They're trying to piece together a motive in this tragic story. Investigators are asking us to help spread the word about domestic violence. But in this case, so many of those that knew this family say they never saw any signs.
And he will raise you up on eagle's wings.
Hundreds gathered in the cold to mourn and remember a family taken too soon.
They just loved life to the fullest.
Outside Harris Elementary in St. Charles, where 8-year-old Zoe and 10-year-old Jonathan went to school, friends, family, and teachers comforted one another and all asked the same question.
The big question is, what the heck happened?
Frederick Mockel is the father of Kate and grandfather of Zoe and Jonathan. His ex-wife Jane died trying to protect the children. Police say Richard Emery, known as Darren to most people, shot and killed the entire family. Darren and Kate had been dating about a year and a half.
It's hard not to say something bad about Darren, but I can't, because there was never an indication that something like this could happen. He always took care. He helped the kids. The kids loved him.
Julie Schaefer was best friends with the family. She was supposed to be over Friday night, but was sick. She too is desperate for answers.
Say, why did you do this, Darren? Why would you do something like this to my babies?
Her son was playing Xbox with Jonathan just hours before he was brutally murdered.
Grandma Jane came in and they were pretty sticklers about, time and the Xbox, and said at 9 o'clock was time to get off.
The family has already been through their share of tragedy. Kate's husband and the father of Zoe and Jonathan died in 2017 from cancer.
She was so strong, like she'd been through so much.
Police have not been able to determine any motive for what sparked the killing rampage.
He loved them. I seen it.
To find out later that it was Darren, you're just like, holy cow. He was supposed to be there to help protect.
Now, through hugs, prayer, and even a little chalk, this community is coming together to support those left behind.
There you on the breath of dawn.
School doesn't start up until next week, but grief counselors are available for students and staff. Police tell me there were no service calls prior to the murder at that house. Richard Darren Emery had no criminal history, but experts tell us sometimes you just never know what happens behind closed doors as this investigation continues. Live in the studio, Alexis Sotos, News 4.